it's so important in our Indian system of thought and philosophy that we actually have a 4-letter word for it. But of the good variety, we call it Maya. Maya, illusion comes close to Maya. What is Maya? That which you can sense, that which you can probably see but isn't. That which looks permanent but is ever changing. That which really seems and distracts you, obscures you, confuses you, takes you to the heights of joy, plunges you into sorrow, and basically keeps you away from your goal and success. That is Maya. Even Buddhist thought has quite a bit of space for Maya and discussion. But you know what, for a moment, for now at least, let's leave the seductress aside and focus on this fellow called success. What is success? What does it mean to you and to me? I want you to think with me. I, in fact, want you to close your eyes. At this point of time, take a deep breath. And the moment I say the word successful, who are the people coming into your mind? Now slowly open your eyes. I want you to think again. Why did you think that those successful people are successful? Is it because they are influential? They are important? They have done something so impactful? Or they are loaded with money? They are rich? They got rich? They are self-made? They have something called a work-family-life balance? Or because they manage to be happy doing what they're doing, they're contented? What is it for you? Now, before I actually came here and they called me for TEDx, I thought I must do a small informal poll, a survey among my community of friends and those who follow me on social media and Facebook. And I asked them the same questions. I said, tell me the names of successful people you admire. And some names at least were recurring. Like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the iconic former president of India who passed away recently, the legendary actor Amitabh Bachchan, MS Dhoni, Bill Gates, Roger Federer, some names like these. And it just made me think, all right, let's have this poll. I mean, what are friends for if you can't exploit them for an in-house opinion poll, right? So I just thought, all right, so what is the scholarly deduction I get from this? Which is that we tend to use fame and success interchangeably. The moment someone is famous, we automatically think they are successful. Some years back, in fact, I was in my car and I happened to be tuned into this radio station. So the anchor was asking this renowned actor, Boman Irani. It was an interview. And she said, Mr. Irani, you made your debut at 44. Do you sometimes think you've achieved success rather late in life? To which Mr. Irani said, but what makes you think that I was not successful before I entered films? That's the thing. Society thinks that a person is successful when it comes to know of the person. But what about those for whom fame does not matter? For whom success is a constant conversation that one has with oneself. Because success is consistence. Success is not a one-off. Success is something which pushes you every day, even if no one is looking. That is why I feel that you should divide success into two categories for starters, which is a societal success, as society sees it, how you behave, what's your qualification, degree, job, what property do you own? And on the other hand, personal success. Two quick stories. In 1960, in India's eastern state of Bihar, there was this absolutely impoverished laborer. He used to work, on a mountain, because that was really what it was in his village, a mountain which you had to cross 55 kilometers from his village to get to the nearest town. And one fine day, his young, beautiful, and then pregnant wife, while carrying food for him, fell down the cliff and died. They tried to get her aid, but like I was saying, it wasn't easy at all. And our man told himself that I will break this mountain. We all say this in a fit of rage. But this man, with only his hammer and chisel, actually chipped away at the mountain every single day for 22 years. And guess what? One fine day, there was a road through the mountain, 360 feet long, 35 feet high. That mountain gave way to the road, and what a phenomenal success. But then while he was at it, people called him mad. Today they made a movie out of him, Maji the Mountain Man. You watched it? Many of you have. Well, it's a different matter. The movie made more money than Maji could have ever done before he died, but that's another story. That's the success of the film. But the success, the second one, is in Kolkata that I can think of. A woman called Subhashini Mistry, now 72, widowed at 23, lost her husband for something that she could not afford treatment for. What she did was, while working as a housemaid, she began saving paisa on paisa just to make sure that her dream came true, which was to have a hospital in her village. She pushed and motivated her son to be a doctor. She worked as a bricklayer, as a vegetable seller. In addition to this, fell at the feet of, somebody in her village and asked her to give this plot of land. And today stands Humanity Hospital, where her son and daughter-in-law practice at this place, offers hope to the needy. Now you tell me, what drove Maji or Subhashini? Is it fame? Is it riches? What drove them to their success? In that same opinion poll that I told you that I had with my circle of people, a friend pointed out that it's in fact mankind that has progressed through personal goals of people that had not personal but universal impact. It's true. Adventurers, scientists, explorers, that is the way the world has worked. There is something which is a compulsion, which is an inner voice asking you to do a greater good. Like Thomas Alva Edison. Apparently when he invented this electric bulb, he said, let's make electricity so cheap that it's only the rich who will burn candles. That was the kind of motive driving you to success. Impact. Talking of impact, there is this Indian guy who I'm a huge fan of. Just picture this. You are in a foreign country. It's a cold night. The year is 1893. The country happens to be South Africa. And you are a successful barrister. You have booked yourself a nice, comfortable first-class seat in a compartment. But through midnight, you get thrown out of the compartment onto the platform simply because your skin was not of the right color. You and I would have packed our bags and left that country humiliated and never stepped in again. Our ego would have been hurt. What are the chances that this man or you and I would have actually stayed back for 25 years fighting injustice in that country and then of course coming on to this place? But then Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was a rock star, if you ask me. Now, here's a guy who takes a concept like ahimsa, dusts it, makes it his core value, and offers it to the world as a solution. Till then, the last anybody had heard of ahimsa was probably 2000 years back in the ancient Indian Upanishadic texts. But here he was. Today it's so cool to talk about innovation and how it contributes to success. Think about the man, more than a century back, came up with killer idea after killer idea. Non-cooperation movement, Quit India movement, Salt Satyagraha, and armed with non-violence forces the British to leave the Indian soil. What was Gandhi's mantra for success? Is it even possible to replicate? Do we even want to replicate? Because it was just such scale. Gandhi's success can be measured by the impact it had on a nation, on a generation, an entire world. Today things are a little different, little. Today, a person's success is decided by the number of likes on your Facebook page or views on YouTube. And there are actually companies that exist that can buy you these likes and views. Yeah, you know that. You can be a fake, hollow nobody. But I guarantee you that if you just pay a few thousands, you can find yourself on page 3. You can. And of course, masquerade as a real celebrity, you know, with your picture splashed all over. You can be somebody with, you know, who hasn't had a single hit in years. You can be a total flop. But if you hire the right PR firm, you can have success at Cannes. You can have the picture on red carpet, be seen with the right celebrities. It is all possible. 150 years after Gandhi was born, success is closer to illusion. Are we okay? Are we okay with this as a society? And why is this happening? Because we are under pressure to be successful now. And whether we like it or not, with the best of intentions, we transfer this pressure on to our children. We have entrance examinations for 2.5-year-olds. Oh, I'm sure they crack it better than we can. That's another one. We have our children who have to go to the best Montessori's, who have to be in the best schools, graduate from the best colleges, have the best jobs. In other words, you can be anything but ordinary. Why? What's wrong with being ordinary? You can be ordinary and you can be successful. Yeah. For me, though, the more important question is, in the pursuit of being successful, are you happy? That is the key. That's worked for me, of course. You can be happy without wrecking someone else's happiness. I must confess that, things have turned out quite okay. I've had a great run. Yes, as a print journalist, working on night shifts, getting a high out of seeing a newspaper turn out crisp from the press, sending it off, being responsible for headlines, late city editions, and then marriage, and being mother to an amazing, affectionate child. Then on to a .com and experience the .com closing and what it means to be jobless all of a sudden. And then moving on to radio, where you suddenly realized, are you making sense to a wise city such as this? And then to actually get this opportunity to say good morning to Bangalore every morning. I'm so glad and grateful for that. And then to move on to national television, to report, to do and anchor documentaries for BBC. And then, after you have walked away from it all, because there's only so much you could take of 24/7 breaking news media, to be in this nice, confused state as I am in right now, is a good thing, trust me. We are all ordinary, and we figure out ways to be successful only if we have the drive and the desire and all those things, of course, that we have been talking over the past few minutes. But one thing, today I have consciously chosen to be an independent journalist and a wanderer that I always was. And it's taking me to places to do beautiful things across India, sometimes even beyond, like to Uttar Pradesh to train journalists who want to practice meaningful journalism, to Chennai to mentor young students who want to have their dreams and success as they see it. And, onto so many more things in music and mythology and learn and understand cultures and be able to use the languages. I speak 5 languages, and it's such a treasure this whole country has to offer to each one of us. And it'll be a success to even try and understand people around us. So has my experience been an illusion? Has my life been a success? But I would like to think that I'm work in progress. Thank you.